Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video on some CTECH class that I do. If you've had me in class before, you know that I teach copper and fiber, energy management, home audio, telephone voice over IP. You know my classes if you've watched any of my videos before, so you know what I teach. So I was having some problems here at my house. Of course, you know we're home, we're teaching virtually, we're teaching from home. We need to have our internet working for Zoom meetings, whether we're doing Odysseyware or whatever type you're doing, you need to grade papers. So I was having a problem over the last 2.5 weeks. My internet has gotten, it was not up to par. And I have been live streaming for 2.5 years. And if you've had me in class before, I've always said I finally cut the cable and went straight to live streaming, Fire Sticks. Um, that's just how we roll now in my home. So since we've been home, trying to navigate through this kind of crazy time, we rely on technology and the internet so much, but mine was really starting to struggle. And like I said, the first time in 2.5 years, I was losing my internet connection. So I had my good friend, and I call him my good friend now because he came out and took care of me today. I had called my internet provider, and this is and these are just short videos that of course you can't hear him, so I just have to kind of show you the video and talk. This is Brad. Okay, Brad has come in, and as you can see, he's got his meter. This is the meter reading device that he uses. And in my CTECH classes, we talk about in troubleshooting that before you leave a resident or before you leave a commercial building, you have to test those speeds to make sure that they pass. Okay. We can use transmitters, receivers, tone and trace. It just depends on which class we're in. But you have to be able to test those. And that is what he is doing here. He's testing mine. And like I said, this is Brad, and this is my modem. This is my Nighthawk, and I'll show you guys a better picture. This is what it looked like before Brad got to my house. Give it a second because I didn't click fast enough. This is what everything looked like before. This was my modem from my internet provider. This is my Nighthawk wireless router, and it's amazing. Just saying. This is my Google Home back here. That's in one of my kids' bedrooms that she can tell it to like turn her lights on and off. And I've told her don't ever do that when she's not home because it'll freak me out, but it actually would do that. So if she tells it to. But anyway, that's a Google Home, so we don't worry about it. This is my Nighthawk wireless router, which I'm live streaming 4K Fire Sticks throughout my house in various rooms. And then, like I said, this was my modem for my internet provider. And it's kind of hard to tell, but you're seeing some orange lights, which is not what you're supposed to be seeing. So I wasn't getting a good connection in. So Brad came out. He did a couple of things. One of the things, and I had not pulled the router out other than when I was troubleshooting on the phone with them. They kept saying, you know, we're going to send you a new upload. We're going to send you a refresh. And then I was rebooting the Nighthawk, doing all the troubleshooting that you should do as a homeowner, and everything just wasn't working. So one of the things that we wound up doing is the coax cable, which you learn how to make in my copper cabling and actually in some of my other CTECH classes. The end was not good. So he wound up having to cut the end off, and he used a compression tool, and he put a new plug in and plugged it up, and we thought that was going to make it work. But while we were standing there talking about various things, it didn't work out. It actually started doing it again, the same thing. The colors went crazy, crazy, crazy. So he decided that maybe he was going to put me in just a whole new modem that would resolve the problem. So that is what he is doing in some of these other videos, is he is replacing and putting the newest technology, or the latest version of the modem that my internet provider has in, and that's what he's doing here. And so he is a certified cabling specialist, which is what you can get certified in my classroom. So everything that he is doing, you learn in my copper cabling class. So you might want to think about how you can come in and get some extra skills when you're doing vocational. Um, this is, like I said, this is something that he has replaced now. Here's my newer modem. This is still my Nighthawk. This is a lot smaller version, and I am still up and down streaming as much as I was before. So as of right now, I'm not losing any service. Everything is working. So this is what he did. And like I said, this gentleman's name is Brad. He deals with copper, he deals with fiber. One of the issues that we were having in the neighborhood is this is his toolkit. By the way, there's his compression tool, which we talk about in my copper class. There is his meter, or the device he uses to do the up and down, and he tests everything that's in the troubleshooting part of my class. And that's what he is doing here. He's testing it to see what I was getting before we replaced the modem from my internet provider. But going back, one of the issues they were having is there was a fiber cable that was cut about a mile away from my house, and it actually been cut 3 times. So in my fiber optic cable class, we talk about how every time you have to cut and splice a fiber cable, you lose so many dBs, or decibels. So that one has already been cut 3 times. So you have to take into consideration how much decibel loss you have. So I know there's already some there. Even though they've repaired it and fixed it, you've still lost them, and you have to count on that. So anyway, Brad has come out. We troubleshooted together, actually. He was gracious enough to let me video him replacing it, because I thought you guys would enjoy seeing copper cabling in process or in progress. It wasn't a huge thing, but he got my internet back up. It's running. I'm live streaming everything with no lagging right now. My up and down streaming, he troubleshooted, is spot on how it's supposed to be. So we'll continue to monitor it. And he did say, as I was talking to him, I asked him, what is the one thing as copper cabling specialists that they look for? He said, your biggest thing now needs to be customer service. He said, you've got to be able to talk to your customers when you go into their home. And he's been doing this for a few years. He was with a previous internet provider, but he's now with a new company, which is Duo County, which is what I have. And I'm not you know, this is just a company I have. There's multiple ones out there, but he's now with the one that I use. He said you have to be willing to do customer service. You have to be willing to talk to your customers. You have to be willing to work with them, because when their internet is not working the way they want it to, they're aggravated, they're upset. So you have to be able to work with that, which is a skill that he has learned. We talked about for a few minutes about how what you learned in my classroom, how valuable would that be for you as one of my students to be able to go out in the field and get that job. He said it would be extremely valuable. He said it would give you a possible leg up above other candidates who has no background, whether it's through troubleshooting, learning how to make cables. So Brad was very, very instrumental with me today in talking about how we could offer some things and show you guys that you can do stuff in our classrooms and go back out and make good money um, and enjoy what you do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk with you soon.